Welcome to our live broadcast from the North Texas Fair and Rodeo, powered in part by Low Voltage Solutions and Classic of Denton.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's the final night of a great fair here in North Texas, and we are honored with a great closer tonight, Tracy Byrd. Cheyanne's going to jump in and tell you about everything else that's been going on, but I'm Hank Dickenson with Mean Green Athletics, and I drew a really lucky card tonight to be able to visit with you.
Well, thanks, Hank.
Great to have you here.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you. I'm Cheyanne Bullock. I'm representing the North Texas Fair and Rodeo Association, and like Hank said, we're here on the very last performance of the 89th Annual North Texas Fair and Rodeo. The rodeo is still going on in the Miller Lite Rodeo Arena, the Cowboy Protection Match, and the Bull Blowout. But most of all, we have our Budweiser headliner, Mr. Tracy Byrd, on the Budweiser stage at 9:30. So, Tracy, we're just going to jump into some hard-hitting questions here.
Uh-oh.
We're going to take you back a little bit. But just starting out, who were some of the guys you looked up to?
Well, I mean, I grew up with parents that were huge country music fans, you know, and we were at the Grand Ole Opry when I was 6 months old, and so I guess it was kind of destiny. But they had this great record collection of my parents, you know, hundreds of great traditional country records, and I kind of gravitated to Merle Haggard at a real early age, and really never left that and haven't left it today. I still probably half the time I'm listening to music, I'm listening to Merle, and but loved him. And then, of course, I was from I'm from Southeast Texas, down in Beaumont, Vidor, Texas area, and so George Jones was from there, so I was a big George Jones fan too. And my dad had a lot of Western swing albums, 78s actually, of Bob Wills and Texas Playboys through the years with all the different musicians and singers, and I listened to those a lot too, and I know that influence came through, you know, in my music also.
1971, Johnny Paycheck had a hit with Someone to Give My Love To.
Yeah.
That had to have been one you listened to.
Yes, I was a huge Paycheck fan, and of course, like you say, that carried over, and I had 2 hits on Paycheck covers. You know, I had Someone to Give My Love To on my first album, and then about 4 albums later, I cut Don't Take Her, She's All I've Got, and had a hit on that. And so yeah, Paycheck did me right. He did me real good. And you know, Paycheck, Jones, and Haggard, you know, they were pretty tight during their careers, and Paycheck was kind of the underdog, though. Right. You know, he kind of was under the radar, but he was every bit as good a singer as those guys, and just never did quite get his due. So I'm glad that I was able to kind of, you know, take people back to Paycheck's old records by doing them again.
You mentioned Beaumont. You've got to have concern tonight for that part of the state and all your family and friends. Is everybody okay?
Yeah. In Beaumont, it's okay right now. Houston's getting, you know, hammered, and of course the folks south of us, you know, in Corpus and all the way up to, you know, Rockport area really got hit hard, and I've been through that before. We have a beach house and on the Gulf, and in 2008 during Ike we lost a house, so I know what they're going through and know how it is, and but you know, it all, you know, we're resilient. Folks on the coast are resilient, and they'll build back, and it'll come back. Just hopefully it wasn't too much loss of life and too many injuries, and it's just a tough time. If you're going to live down there, you're going to have to deal with them at some point, you know, and it's just I wish they were a little less frequent than they are here lately.
So going back to the hits that you were talking about, and just coming up through your career, was there ever a moment where you stood back, where you're on stage or something, and you're like, wow, we're really doing this, it's happening?
Oh, there's been a lot of those moments.
Is there
through the
one
years.
that stuck
one
out
that's
in your mind?
probably the one that sticks out the most was at Atlanta Motor Speedway one year, and I played this Fruit of the Loom Country Fest, and there was 275,000 people, and they were all singing along to Keeper of the Stars, and I stood back for the mic, and I've got 275,000 people singing, you know, and that was kind of a wow moment, you know. It was that's one of those that you remember, and you know, just all through the years, all the people that I've sang with and that I've gotten to meet, and the things that I've gotten to do, you know, just because of my career has just really been nice. I need to write a book one of these days.
You do. I'd read that.
Now, when you got started, the band was called Rimfire that you were affiliated with. Was Mark Chestnut a part of that band, or how did you guys get hooked up?
That band, the one you're talking about, Rimfire, was a band that was kind of together in Beaumont for years, and singers kind of went in and out of it. And Mark was the singer with them for a short period of time, and then I was the singer with them for a short period of time, and a couple other guys down there that are local guys, Brad Brinkley, who's a really good singer from down home, and you know, they were all in and out of that little band, and but we all, you know, just kind of was in it for a while, and then moved on to our own thing, you know, because it was just kind of a stepping stone, I guess you'd say. But my first real true band was a band called The Only Way to Fly, is what we called them, and that was the band I carried with me for probably the first 13 years of my career. And then I got off the road in '09 and didn't work for about 3 years, took some time off, and when I got back together, I got a new band together, and we went back out on the road, and it's all guys from Texas and Southwest Louisiana. So.
And you're in the middle of a pretty long tour right now. You're going to be in a lot of places around Texas and Louisiana.
Yeah, it's during the summer I take it easy. During the summer we don't work a whole lot, and we're just now the end of August here cranking it back up, and it really doesn't stop till the end of December. Really, I mean, we're not working completely through there, but you know, 8 or 10 dates a month, and I think we got 13 or so in October, I believe, in about 14 days. So that's going to be a fun one.
Got a great night for tonight.
Yeah.
Best night we've had weather-wise.
Right.
It is. It's beautiful. I can't believe how cool it is out there, and we really needed that.
Yeah, that breeze is nice. Okay, so there's one question that I've asked everybody that we've interviewed thus far, so now it's tradition, and I have to ask you. If there's somebody out here that's watching or listening, and they might be a struggling musician or just, you know, not sure if they want to still do it, what's some advice from somebody that's in your position to them?
That would have been an easy question to answer, you know, 7, 8 years ago. It's not such an easy question to answer anymore because the music business has changed dramatically with social media and with the internet. I mean, you've got things like I've been working with Cody Johnson a lot, and what Cody's done is amazing and would never have happened, you know, back in my day. I mean, back in my day, you had to get a major label record deal. You had to have a radio airplay. There was just no other way to do it. And Cody, you know, I mean, through diligence and just hammering that crowd of his, and he knew who to focus on, and putting out great music and country music at that. But has made it that way. And there's still, you know, there's still the Nashville way to do it. You just kind of got to decide how much you want to bite off. You know, it's not easy any way you do it. It wasn't easy for me. I don't know anyone that it's ever been easy for. And you see some of the, you know, you can go on The Voice or something, and you see those people win The Voice, and then some of them you never hear from again. And even though they win and they've got all this push behind them, and I have a theory behind that, and this is probably the best advice I can give, or the best quote that I can give you, is that my theory behind that is they don't realize how hard it is. You know, they win, and then they're on the radio in Washington, D.C. at 6 a.m., and then they're in Cleveland, Ohio at noon at a lunch with a radio station and on their station. Then they're on a plane and they're out to L.A. and they're doing radio in the evening. And that is the life of a beginning country singer. I mean, that's what you do. It's 365 days a year, and it's hard work. It really is. It's not just the 2 hours on stage. That's the payoff. That's the easy part. You know, everything else is what's work. And so just what I could say to those struggling musicians is it's going to be a struggle for a while. But if you don't quit, I'll say this, if you don't quit in the music business, you will eventually make a living in the music business. It might not be exactly what you had planned, but you can make a living in it, you know. It may be as a songwriter. It may be as a side musician. It may be as a background singer. Or you may be a superstar. You never know. But if you love the music and put that first and just say, I'm happy playing music, then you'll always be happy.
You mentioned Cody Johnson. He put on a great show out here this
man.
week. And afterwards, he gave a big bear hug to Glenn Carlton, who runs this whole shop, because he hired him one time for $500. And
oh, my
It's
gosh.
those breaks that the good ones remember.
And those memories are precious when you get up there, you know. And then when you're coming back down, you know, you think about just the whole career. It's all of it is precious and all of it's meaningful. All of it there's a reason it's happening. You just got to look at it the right way, you know. And but I'll not sit here and sugarcoat it and say it's easy, because it's never easy. It's not easy now, but it's still what I love to do, and it's still better than anything else I could do for a living. Because it is what I love to do. I'd do it even if I wasn't making a living at it. So
Glad you're doing it here tonight.
yeah, well, thank you.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to let Mr. Byrd here take some time to relax and meet some very loving fans that are outside. Thank you, Hank, for joining me
Thank you. I
tonight.
told you, you get good looking, and then you get me.
Hey,
So
that's all right. That's all right.
Thank you, Hank,
Thank
for
you.
joining me tonight. Thank you, Tracy. You also have some time to get out here and see him. He's going to be on the Budweiser stage at 9:30. And then we have Eagle Mania, a tribute to the great band.
And they're
Eagles.
great, by the way.
They are.
I watched them earlier.
Yeah,
They're really
their
good.
early set was amazing. I can only imagine how their late set's going to be. So y'all come out. Let's see what Cowboys do. And if you don't get out here tonight, we'll see you next year. Bye, guys.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. For more Denton information and entertainment, visit DentonRadio.com and check out our list of Denton podcasts. While you're surfing the internet, make sure to check out our friends Low Voltage Solutions and Classic of Denton.